welcome to lunch. The fish is on the table, the wines have been opened. We're going to only review for you the wines we like the best, 3 with a halibut and 3 with salmon. The wine we're going to start with is the 2007 William Fevre Chablis Champ Royal. So listen in.
And hopefully it works with halibut lemon.
It does. I think the Fevre 07 is like an electric sort of wine for Chablis, and it's great with something like halibut. I mean, it's just like Will was saying. It's very intense and really lively, and kind of wakes up. It enhances other flavors, particularly with something like halibut. I think it's a great pairing.
I concur.
Sorry.
For me, actually, it's with the fat on the halibut and that little lemon squirt on the halibut. It actually accentuates more of that chalky mineral in the wine than I got in the wine just on its own merits. Errazuriz Single Vineyard Sauvignon Blanc 2008.
I like this wine just because for as much sort of meat as you get with halibut, you've got a good sort of meaty core of good fruit with this, on top of all the fresh, sort of zingy, zesty citrus.
In a really poignant way, I think this is like squirting super ripe citrus all over this halibut, and it works. I mean, in the same way that you could cook it with those flavors, it drinks really well with those flavors, or eats really well with those flavors.
And yet there's nothing shrill or sharp about the acidity. There's plenty of body there. And finish lasts through the fish, which is nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
No, here.
Kind of envelops the fish, yeah.
Brandel Albarino from Spain, from Rías Baixas.
This is gonna work.
Not an outside-of-the-box pairing in that Albarino and fresh, clean-flavored, unadulterated white seafood is actually a really classic match, but in that not everyone is thinking Albarino every time they go, what should I grab for a white wine with dinner? I think at least a more interesting sort of choice.
The fact that it's a 2007 has just a wee bit more age on it, and so it's a little bit fleshier. The citrus is there, but it's actually more in balance, and it's a nice pairing, I think, with the halibut.
The first of the reds for the salmon, or potential reds for the salmon, is the Domaine de Cassan Côte de Ventoux, which is a Rhone appellation that hopefully plays into the fat and the sort of sweetness of the fish and the herbaceousness of the rosemary. And I'm hoping that, particularly with the herbs, that it works. But I certainly haven't tried this with salmon before, but I'm hoping that it makes sense.
Well, I have, and I think it's wonderful. It is very good, and I think the 2007 vintage is a great Rhone vintage to show off Côte de Ventoux, and it does have a nice, savory sort of flavor and nose that complements the salmon really well. The body on it is perfect. It's not overwhelming. The fruit is plentiful, and it's just a
good acidity,
yep.
which is something you need for salmon. No,
I think it's a very nice pairing.
So this is the Bethel Heights Estate 2007 Willamette Valley Pinot Noir. And again, Oregon Pinot Noir is one of those. I'm grilling salmon. I'm having razor clams. What should I have with it? I should have Oregon Pinot Noir.
It's only Thursday. Life is good.
The Bethel Heights being in a pretty crisp, sort of spicier, lighter, little blacker fruited style.
It's not too aggressive. The tannins are in check with the fruit. It's just a nice. You always hear how good Pinot Noir and salmon go together, and this is exactly why Pinot Noir goes with salmon. It's just it just grabs right on with the salmon, and the flavors are just together, and the fruit on the Bethel Heights is very, very good, but there's nothing that's out of balance. Everything is just really, really in sync, and it's just a It's just a great combo.
Oh, is that nice?
And I think nice with the rosemary. I have always felt that Barbera has a whole lot of similarity to Pinot Noir, and I feel like it's sort of the Pinot of Italy, the Pinot of Piedmont, and fruit wise and aromatically. And so for the same reasons that, and I think that the Scarian, certainly in 2006, is in a fairly forward style, so it's not a super earthy Pinot, or Barbera, pardon me.
There's something of that. It brings out the grilled elements in the salmon, and there's something of a richer, riper quality to the wine.
Okay, so the last wine
Throw some shrimp on the plate. We might be talking.
is Pierre Gaillard, Saint Joseph Blanc, 2006. Actually, mostly, I believe, Roussanne, and a little bit of Marsanne or Viognier, oak aged. And I threw this in as a complete wild card for the, well, okay, but I like wines that are big, I like white wines that are rich, I like wines that have oak on them. It's a monster in the nose.
And in the mouth.
I will say I actually kind of like it with the salmon, and it's because of the fat and the rosemary, and that's it's not the salmonness, the salmon flavor of it that I think works, but I think that the rosemary actually is a really nice
Compliment
contrast
to some of the
to
exoticness of
all
this.
of that. Yeah, richness.
I agree.
Absolutely. So there you go. There's one white wine you can have with grilled salmon, and it's Gaillard Saint Joseph Blanc 2006. You guys just want to eat razor clams now.
We might be done talking for a while.
Wow. Now the razor clams might be really good with the Saint Joseph. Yeah.
Really?
I gotta say, of everything that we've tasted, that and that is the best. That tastes like a match made in heaven.
Does it really?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That is
the,
awesome.
The Saint Joseph
Those-
Blanc and the razor clam.
Those two taste like they were made for each other because they're both weighty. They both have that thickness. They both have that richness. But there's just, I don't know, the exotic spice from the Saint Joseph just almost adds. It's almost like a dessert for the.
Absolutely. It's like the aioli that you want to
It
dip your
is.
clams in.
It's
Oh,
perfect.
absolutely.
That's
It
what
is.
you call.